People look at success like it's this mysterious mountain that only the chosen ones get to climb. But what if I told you that the difference between the wealthy and the ordinary isn't luck or privilege? It's the way they think. It's how they handle the small, ordinary decisions when no one's watching. Think big, yes. Dream unapologetically. But success isn't born in one grand explosion. It's carved daily through quiet steps, unshakable habits, and an insane level of commitment when the lights are off and nobody claps. The rich act like architects. They plan big, they start small, and they move fast. What about you? Are you willing to trust the process even when no one believes in it? We live in a world that praises speed and results. But the real secret? Most people who make it weren't rushing. They were building quietly. While others were showing off, they were sharpening their minds, refining their systems, eliminating distractions. Discipline is their superpower. Starting small doesn't mean you're thinking small. It means you're laying the bricks right so your empire doesn't fall. That's what rich thinkers do. They value consistency over chaos, strategy over noise, and daily wins over temporary highs. So, what are you choosing today? Illusion or intention? Here's what they won't teach you. Most success stories start with sacrifice. Rich minds are willing to look foolish in the short term to win long term. They don't chase validation, they chase transformation. When others are busy appearing successful, they are preparing for true wealth. Wealth of mindset, health, and strategy. They don't talk big, they think big. They say no to parties so they can say yes to power. They delete distractions, not people. Their life becomes a checklist of purposeful actions, not random noise. You have to ask yourself, are you obsessed with progress or addicted to perception? Let's get this straight. Rich people act broke when they need to. Why? Because they understand leverage. They know every dollar saved, every choice delayed, is an investment into a bigger return. They don't care if you mock their $10 shoes today because they're working on $1,000,000 moves tomorrow. They're not stingy, they're strategic. Acting like the rich doesn't mean pretending, it means preparing. It's choosing delay over display. Every step matters, every second counts, every sacrifice is worth it. Are you treating your life with that kind of respect? The truth is, most people never start because they want to start big. They wait for perfection. But wealthy thinkers know the most powerful move is to start where you are with what you have. They act small, but they think massively. They move quietly, but they carry a storm inside. And that mindset alone is lethal. They know momentum builds empires, not motivation. They don't wait to feel ready. They build readiness through action. Ask yourself right now, what tiny step have you been avoiding just because it seems too small? That one step could be your breakthrough. They create routines that make winning automatic. Do you think it's glamorous waking up at 5 a.m., reading when others scroll, investing instead of spending, journaling when no one cares? No, but that's exactly what separates the successful from the spectators. The rich design their day like a blueprint for legacy. Everything they do, down to the minute, is aligned with their mission. They don't need alarm clocks. They're fueled by purpose. Do you feel that fire in you? That voice saying, you were meant for more? Listen to it. Follow it. Obey it. Think about it. Why do people stay stuck? Because they think their current situation is permanent. But rich thinkers, they treat their current reality like clay, something they can mold. They don't fear change, they chase it. They ask better questions. They don't ask, can I do this? They ask, how can I not? They flip every limitation into a lesson. That mindset alone can shift your entire trajectory. Are you still arguing for your limitations or ready to rewrite your story? It starts with a single decision. To think like a builder, not a beggar. And when it comes to emotions, rich thinkers are warriors. They don't let their feelings dictate their future. They feel everything, doubt, fear, rejection, but they act anyway. That's the difference. They've mastered emotional control. You think they don't have bad days? Of course they do. But they keep showing up. They work in silence while the world scrolls. They cry, but they never quit. Emotions are temporary, but legacy is forever. Can you keep moving when life throws punches? That's when your mindset either cracks or evolves. Most people run from discomfort. But wealthy minds, they sprint toward it because they understand something you must never forget. Comfort kills dreams. Shh. Success lives in the uncomfortable, the unknown, the unsafe. You want to become someone no one can ignore. Learn to embrace discomfort like it's your best friend. Every no, every rejection, every hard moment, it's making you stronger. You're not behind. You're being built. That storm you're in, it's not to break you. It's to shape you into something dangerous, something undeniable. Finally, understand this. Rich minds are not just about money. They're about power. The power to control your time, your thoughts, your habits, your destiny. That power doesn't come from wishing. It comes from working. Thinking big isn't enough. You must act big in tiny ways every single day. Starting small isn't weak, it's wise. And acting like the rich isn't arrogance. It's awareness. The life you want, it's watching you right now, waiting. The question is, will you show up for it or stay the same and call it fate? You have no idea how close you are to a completely different life. But here's what stops most people. They think they need massive action to make massive change. Wrong. Rich thinkers know better. It's the daily choices, the things that seem boring, repetitive, invisible, that shape your fate. They build habits that build them back. While others waste time chasing motivation, they focus on momentum. Because once momentum kicks in, you become unstoppable. You don't need to be extreme, just consistent. Every day you show up, even when you don't feel like it, you multiply your power. You see, the mind is like software. Whatever you install runs your life. Rich minds don't entertain garbage. They're intentional with what they feed their brains. They read what others ignore. They study while others sleep. They cut off conversations that don't grow them. They refuse to be casual with their consciousness. Because your outer world is just a mirror of your inner world. Change how you think, and your whole reality starts to bend. Are you still letting fear, doubt, and distractions program your system? Or are you upgrading your mental code for domination? Now let's get into the heart of it, discipline. That word most people avoid. But guess what? The richest, most powerful minds treat discipline like oxygen. They don't wait to be in the mood. They train their minds to do what's necessary regardless of how they feel. You think they want to stay in on weekends to build? You think they love saying no to pleasure? No. But they've tasted the power of purpose, and now nothing else compares. You want to win? Then master the art of doing it even when it hurts. Because growth lives where comfort dies. And here's what almost no one talks about. Rich thinkers are obsessed with controlling their environment. They don't trust themselves to rise in a toxic space. They clean their surroundings, remove toxic people, declutter their minds. They know success is a system, and every system needs the right setting. If you hang around chaos, you'll never find clarity. That's not being paranoid, it's being protective of your power. Start asking, is this place helping me rise or pulling me under? The only way to kill fear is with action. Every time you move forward despite fear, you get stronger. You train your mind to obey you, not your emotions. That's the secret. Fear isn't the enemy. Paralysis is. The rich feel fear but act. You must too. The more you act, the quieter the fear becomes. Let me finish this part with fire. Rich people don't just do, they become. It's not about goals, it's about identity. You don't attract success, you become the kind of person it chases. They don't set goals hoping they'll change. They change first. They build the habits, the mindset, the confidence. And then, the results follow naturally. Stop trying to reach goals with the same old identity. You have to upgrade you. Once your mind evolves, the rest is inevitable. Think like a winner, walk like a king, act like a builder, and watch your entire world. The rich didn't get rich by luck. They got rich by design. They built it block by block, not by chance, but by choice. Do you really think they stumbled into success? No, they planned it, visualized it, obsessively executed on it. They set visions so clear, so unshakable that the world had to align. If you're drifting without direction, you're building someone else's dream. You want to win? Then build your vision with obsession. Print it on your walls, burn it into your brain. If it's not burning inside you, it won't show up outside you. Period. Let's talk mindset trap. Most people are addicted to the victim mentality. I can't because it's not fair. Stop. Rich minds refuse to play the victim. They own everything. Their time, their decisions, their results, even the mistakes. Especially the mistakes, because ownership equals power. You can't change what you don't claim. Victimhood feels good for a moment, but it robs you long term. Want to transform your life in 6 months? Drop the victim act. Adopt a winner's mindset. Tell yourself, no one owes me anything, and that's my superpower. Here's another secret. Rich thinkers obsess over systems, not motivation. Motivation fades. Systems last. It's not about waking up inspired. It's about waking up with a plan. Morning routine, financial strategy, fitness protocol. Everything runs like a machine. Why? Because systems don't lie. They don't negotiate, complain, or forget. They just work. You want to act like the rich? Then design your life like a system. Make habits your employees. Automate your success. That's how the 1% operates, and why they never fall back to average. Look at how the rich handle problems. While others panic, they analyze. While most see obstacles, they see leverage. Their minds are trained to ask, what's the advantage hidden in this mess? They turn pain into profit, setbacks into stories. It's not magic, it's mental programming. Train your brain to seek solutions, not sympathy. Life will test you, punch you, humiliate you. So what? Use it, learn from it, get stronger because of it. If you can reframe your pain, nothing can break you. The rich don't avoid pressure, they thrive in it. You need to stop trying to be liked and start trying to be respected. This is what the rich figured out early on. They don't need validation from everyone. They need victory in their purpose. People pleasers stay broke because they dilute their greatness to fit in. You weren't born to blend. You were born to build. If your greatness makes others uncomfortable, good. That means you're rising. Be so focused that their opinions fade into dust. The rich are polarizing. Some love them, some hate them, but no one ignores them. That's how you win. Discipline is the currency of greatness, and the rich are the wealthiest in discipline. Do you know how powerful you become when you keep a promise to yourself? You become undeniable. Self-respect skyrockets. Confidence explodes. Success becomes predictable. Most people sabotage their own path because they break their word to themselves. Don't do that anymore. You said you'd wake up early? Do it. You said you'd grind? Get to work. Discipline is freedom in disguise. Master it, and the world bends for you. That's not a theory, it's a law. Now let's talk emotions. You can't afford to let emotions control your execution. The rich feel things, yes, but they don't obey their feelings. They obey their vision. If they're tired, they move anyway. If they're frustrated, they focus anyway. They're not emotionless, they're emotionally intelligent. If your feelings decide your actions, your future's at risk. Learn to master your mood. You don't feel like showing up. That's the exact moment you must. Emotion is data, not direction. Use it, but never let it rule you. The rich are long-term thinkers. They don't chase shiny objects, they play the long game. You think they care about next week? No, they're building for 10 years from now. That's why they win. Most people want quick dopamine. The rich want compound returns, so they invest in skills and brand and equity, not trends. You want their life? Then stop thinking in minutes. Start thinking in decades. Every action you take today is either building your legacy or burning your future. So ask yourself, are you chasing sugar or planting seeds? Rich people understand the power of identity. They don't try to be confident. They are confident. They don't hope to be leaders. They become leaders. Identity shapes behavior. You're not broke because of your bank balance. You're broke because you still think like someone who's broke. Shift the internal and the external has to follow. If you want different results, build a different version of yourself. Act like the rich now, not later. Think like them, move like them, decide like them. That's how the shift begins. I'm going to say this loud. You are one decision away from a new life, but only if you act. This isn't about motivation. It's about metamorphosis. You've got to burn the old version of you, the one who made excuses, the one who settled, the one who waited. Let it die. Let your hunger become your rebirth. Because this journey, it's not about money. It's about who you become. You think the rich are rich because they got lucky? No, they became someone the world couldn't ignore. So decide now, are you going to stay who you are or rise to who you were born to be? It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. The rich don't waste effort on everything. They focus on what moves the needle. That's the secret intentional action. They ask, what will give me 10x returns? While others chase to-do lists that mean nothing. Every day, you're given energy, focus, time. Are you investing it or throwing it away? Success doesn't come from being busy, it comes from being strategic. One right action is worth more than 100 random ones. That's how the rich operate. Focus like your future depends on it, because it does. You've got to master saying no. The poor say yes to everything. Every distraction, every request, every pleasure. The rich say yes only to what aligns with their mission. Every yes you give is a no to something else. Time, energy, clarity, all sacrificed to please people who don't even matter in the end. You think saying no is rude? Try saying yes to failure, to regret, to burnout. Protect your purpose with power. Say no, not because you're arrogant, but because your vision is sacred. Boundaries build empires. Weakness welcomes chaos. Choose wisely. Here's the raw truth. The way you talk to yourself determines the life you live. Rich minds don't say, I can't. They say, I will figure it out. That internal voice is everything. You can't build $1 million life with a $1 mindset. So speak power. Speak like a builder, not a beggar. Speak like a king, not a coward. Tell yourself every day, I am capable, relentless, strategic, and chosen. That voice, it'll either kill your dreams or fuel your destiny. If you wouldn't let someone else speak to you like that, why let your mind? Let's get deeper. Rich people don't fear failure. They use it. They know every loss carries a lesson. Every fall is fuel for the rise. You failed? Good. You learned. You were rejected? Excellent. You found what to fix. You were laughed at? Perfect. That means you're doing something bold. Most people quit after failure. Rich, they study it, adapt, and strike again. Every empire was built on ashes first, so don't fear falling. Fear not trying. The richest mindset is the one that refuses to quit no matter how hard it hits. That's unstoppable. They don't just manage money, they multiply it. The rich study wealth like a science. They know the rules of the game. They learn about assets, cash flow, compound growth. Not because they love numbers, but because they hate slavery. If you don't control your money, it controls you. You don't need millions to start. You need mindset. Read the books. Read the books. Watch the experts. Study the system. Because the more you understand, the harder it is for the world to trap you. Money doesn't make you greedy. Ignorance makes you a prisoner. Choose wealth education. Do you know why the rich get richer? Because they don't consume, they create. Every day they wake up thinking, what can I build? What can I launch? What can I solve? Most people consume all day. Videos, gossip, dopamine hits. The rich, they produce. They create brands, content, businesses, impact. You want to rise? Then shift from consumer to creator. Build something that lives longer than your emotions. That's how you become unforgettable. That's how wealth is built. Creation is divine. It's how you leave your mark. Let's crush this illusion. Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes after. You don't feel ready? No one does. Rich don't wait to feel confident, they act. And with every action, confidence grows. Stop waiting for some magic moment where you're fearless. That moment doesn't exist. But when you act scared, when you move unsure, when you speak while your hands shake, that's real courage. That's where power lives. Stop asking for certainty. Start building it, one bold step at a time. Confidence is a habit, not a gift. The most dangerous lie you've been sold? That you have time, you don't. Time is burning right now. Every second you delay is a second your dream dies a little. Rich don't treat time casually. They treat it like oxygen. Precious, limited, sacred. That's why they move with urgency. That's why they execute fast. Because every day you're either climbing or crumbling. There's no standing still. If it matters, do it now. Not later. Not next week. Now. Clock isn't your friend, it's your test. Use your time like your life depends on it, because it does. You want to change in 6 months? Then become addicted to growth. The rich never stop learning, never stop evolving. They are students forever. They read, they study, they ask questions, they sit at the feet of giants. Growth is not optional, it's oxygen. You want to separate from the pack, learn more than the pack. Think sharper, speak clearer, build faster. Education doesn't end with school, it begins with desire. When you're hungry for knowledge, the universe feeds you opportunity. The rich feed their mind like it's their greatest asset, because it is. Now this is your moment. You've read the truths. You've felt the fire. What will you do with it? This isn't just a motivational talk, it's a war cry. Decision point. You can go back to the old habits, the old self, the comfortable excuses, or you can burn the bridge and move forward with fire. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. Think big, start small. Act like the rich. You don't need to be perfect, you need to be relentless. In 6 months, your life can look nothing like it does now. But it starts with one move. Start now.